the globe: Uganda, Africa, Jamaica, Atlanta, Texas, Philadelphia is in the house, Illinois, Jamaica representing, Nigeria is in the house, Qatar, Maryland, California, England, Netherlands, Amsterdam is in the house, Jamaica representing today, Connecticut, Bahamas, Maryland, Trinidad, London, Netherlands, Sweden, Jamaica. People from all over the globe, guys, jumping on this call. We are super excited for our Super Saturday Millionaire training to have you guys who are on this call. We do this call one time per month. One time per month, the last Saturday of each month, we do this call. This is your host, Brandon Boyd. For those who do not know me, I've been with the company for a little under 5 years. I came in 8 days after Jason Brown and Matt Rosa, who are chairman 750 in the company. So I've been super grateful for the journey. I saw the vision from the beginning, and the first individual that I'll be able to bring up here in just a little bit, one of my great friends, Mr. Christopher Derrick. And we all came in pretty much together at the same time. And so it's really been a tremendous experience, guys. I'm super excited for our training today because we've got some individuals, guys, who are really making an impact around the globe. We've got some individuals who are making an impact around the globe. Some of our top educators, some of our top chairmen. So what you're going to receive today, just so that you know, you're going to get trained on everything from mindset to business to the education side with our strategies, our products, our services. And so you're going to get a plethora of information that you can take action on today. So every time that we do these Super Saturdays, we are bringing on some of the elite individuals inside of this company to train you guys on what they are doing and what they have done to have success with trading, to have success with the business side. And so everything that you guys need to succeed, you're able to hear on this. And all you have to do is take that information and duplicate it. And so I'm super excited for this very first individual, guys, that I want to bring up here in just a couple minutes, Mr. Christopher Derrick. So there was a time in our company where a lot of you guys have heard of the conventions and stuff, where I Marcus Live back in early 2016. I'd gotten started 2015 in December and launched in January 2016. We started going up the ranks. We're absolutely crushing it. And there was a time where there was a major setback in our company. I'm not going to go through all the details, but let me tell you, one of the people that stayed the course through all of that was Mr. Christopher Derrick. We were down in Vegas together. We had breakfast together. We were pretty much up all night long. And this is an individual that I was super grateful to plant my flag with. We'd actually done a couple little small home events together, and I thought, you know, this guy's special, man. This guy can speak, he can train. And it was actually that night, guys, that we came up with, at the time it was called IML TV, which today is Go Live. It was in that meeting that Go Live was born, known as IML TV back then. We were going to say, hey, Netflix and chill, now you can Forex and chill. And Christopher Derrick was a part of that process. Christopher Derrick was really, besides Chris Terry, our fighter. You know, we got the DFW Trade House guys, was really the guy that kind of helped kick this whole thing off. And here's the thing, he did it for free. So listen to an individual to pioneer what today is Go Live. He is not only one of our top educators in the entire company, but he's also a chairman as well. And this guy is going to go chairman 500. He's going to talk to you about how to, because he top and he nearly went all the way to the bottom, and then he got it all back again. And that, my friends, is a phenomenal story. He's going to talk about as well becoming the leader within you. A lot of you guys have read that book, John C. Maxwell. I've read it many, many times. He's going to talk about how to become the leader within you. And so with that, guys, I want to go ahead and bring on one of the top educators in I Am Mastery Academy and a chairman inside of I Am Mastery Academy, Mr. Christopher Derrick. Guys, go inside of the chat box right now. Put some fire emojis in the box for Christopher Derrick. Chris, let me know if you can hear me out there, man. We are excited to have you on. Guys, we got 700 people on the Zoom, but we've got a lot of people on the I Am Elite Facebook as well. Chris, let me know if you can hear me. There you are, man.
I can hear you.
Loud and clear, man. We're excited to have you on, Chris. People are excited to hear from you, man. We're pumped.
Perfect. Thanks for bringing us back down memory lane. It's crazy when people always ask all the time, if we knew what was going to happen. And I'm just going to be very transparent. I didn't. For sure, I didn't know. And then once I started to research more, it's in a place of uncomfortability. And it's a place where you don't know, where faith needs to step in. Right. If you always know all the time, then you never, truly need faith, and I really want to give it back to Brandon. I know I have 15 minutes, but, I've been watching Brandon since I was like, 18, 19 years old. I actually went to, high school in Utah, so I was in Syracuse area, and I went to Westminster for a little bit for a full semester until I realized that college was not really for me. The return on investment for paying $16,000 a semester, I don't think was a good return on investment for exactly what I was actually going to school for. But yeah, I'm just gonna jump into everything. But thank you, Brandon, for allowing me to be on here. Lately, when it comes to trainings and stuff, I started to understand that there's a lot of people, that see all these different successful people and see all these different individuals as having all these different accolades and all these different achievements. But there's not that many people that's talking about the realism of what really takes place majority of the times. There's very few people that actually make it to be super successful and get to a place that's just phenomenal. But the one thing that I've realized that I started to do, because I like to have metrics for everything, is the commonality between all these massively successful people is a high amounts of pain that actually push you towards your purpose. Before, when I started to really affirm and to manifest and to have the incantations as the chairman of 750, we tend to believe that it's just going to be rainbows and butterflies. But there's a lot of refinement that needs to take place. There's a lot of changes that need to take place when it comes for us to actually be the entity, the actual visualization of what we actually say that we're going to be. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand, and that if I affirm something, if I manifest something, that in order for me to be that individual, God has to create trials and tribulations that's gonna, push me, right? That's gonna push me to actually fix certain things within my life, right? Who here could experience this? Who here has experienced this before? See, when we start to think to ourselves that all these things that start to happen to us, the moment that we decide to go 100% all in, the moment that we decide that network marketing is for us, the moment that we decide that trading currencies, digital currencies, high frequency, e-commerce is for us, who here has realized that all these crazy things start to take place? That it was a lot easier to be ignorant. It was a lot easier to be like everybody else, right? And the reason why we start to have this conviction deep down inside of ourselves is because we start to operate at a different frequency. We start to operate at a frequency that is elite. If there's Bob Proctor mentees in here, we understand there's a frequency that's here, and there's a frequency of what we say that we want. So we have to understand that this is all part of the process. If anybody's been going through a season right now where you feel like you've been stuck, we just call those divine delays. Like these are the delays, right, that is meant for us so we can be able to fix the things that we need to fix. Because if you really think about it, how can we be on stage and how can we be this person that provides impact if we never experience the opposite? How can we experience true happiness if we never experience true sadness? How can we experience true love if we never experience true heartbreak? See, all these things are key, right? But what people don't talk about and is the true vulnerable parts of the story. See, a lot of people always, think to themselves, how come I'm the only one? How come I'm the only one that's going through pain? How come I'm the only one that's going through this struggle? I've been trying to master the skill, but for some reason, things aren't happening. I've been trying to master, to become, a true professional in this network marketing industry and to be able to create that type of residuals. If you know Chairman 750, I just do the research on the weekly thing. Just do the research. If that's not enough for you to keep going 100% all in, I don't know what is. I don't care if it took me 5 to 10 years to get to that, place. But here's what happened. Sometimes, when you get to a place, where you never understood what it was like to have attention, you never knew what it was like to create income, Alex Morin told me he's like the most dangerous income in this entire industry is 10 to 25,000 a month. And the reason being is because we don't know how to utilize that money. We don't know how to invest that money. We don't know how we've been broke our entire lives. So how are we supposed to be able to handle this type of thing? There's some people that are top chairmen that are really P1Ks because they're still living paycheck to paycheck. See, we don't teach these things, for all the people that have titles. We don't teach ways to have generational wealth, but we teach ways to, create these habits that create generational poverty. I was sitting here, I was confused. I had no idea what I was supposed to do because I know deep down inside, I wanted to do things a different way. But it wasn't sexy, it wasn't aesthetic if I try to focus on just value and purpose and all these things. I thought that I had to be something that I wasn't, and it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to be someone that you're not. Like when you're not coming from a true and authentic place, the reason why when people speak and it seems like it sounds like the same thing over and over and over again is because they have no demonstration of the things that they're saying within their lives, right? That's why it doesn't hit. That's why there's no impact, right? They don't have any metrics. They don't have any results. People say they're obsessed, but you only see them grind just a little bit. People say that they're disciplined, but if you look at their body, it doesn't showcase that at all. They talk about love. You can see the relationship, the toxic relationship that they keep putting themselves into. These are all keys. I was as soon as I smashed Chairman 25, all of a sudden, excuse me, I was 50 people away. 50 people away from Chairman 50. And I want you to do some research on when I first hit it. 50 people away. I started traveling, I started experiencing, and I started just being dumb. I started buying all these things that I didn't need to buy. And I was going through a really tough time in my life because, my daughter was in and out of the hospital. So what I decided to do was to go to worldly things, right? When it comes to drugs, alcohol, all these entities, so I could numb myself to not have to feel the pain of what's actually happening. See, this is key. We have to understand that if we keep numbing ourselves to the actual things that we feel inside, what we feel inside is a signal of the things to fix, okay? Of the things to fix. Anytime that you have anxiety, you smoke weed, you'll never fix the problem of anxiety, right? Every time she's blessed, she's 100% healthy right now. She's perfectly fine, so I appreciate it. But think about all these things. If we're over here sad and we go to liquor and alcohol, by the time we're 35, 40 years old, we never fix the sadness, right? We never fix the self-love. This is key. So I sat there and I was like, all right, well, I'm 50 people away from sharing 50. Obviously, this is how, network marketing works. I'm just going to chill and just grind, do calls, whatever. And the next thing you know, I'm sharing 750. This is what we think about all the time, not realizing that the whole time that we're supposed to put 5 to 7 years into this to become a chairman elite. If you put 5 to 7 years consistent over time, thinking about the type of life that you could actually have. Think about it. And that's the reason why I made a commitment. I'm about to be 29 next month, but 20 of last year, I said, I'm doing 7 years. I'm doing 7 years of straight obscurity and obsession, and there's nobody that's getting in my way when it comes to being a better father, when it comes to being a better future spouse, when it comes to being a better businessman. I'm tired of being a little high school kid in this business, right? Trying to seek, all this attention from everything else. It's time for us to be professionals and to impact the world in a very powerful way. If you think about it, what is your family looking at? If your daughter is young, if your son is young, they're looking up. Who is their reference point? Who is their reference point? Are they looking at you as an inspiration, or are they looking at you as a lesson of what not to be? I was 50 people away. Then all of a sudden, obviously things, took place when it comes to cross recruitment and going to something else. And honestly, here's the crazy thing. I know this sounds trippy. I take full blame and responsibility. And the reason being is because that person that did that took over 800 people from the organization, was my best friend. He was the person that I fed. He was the person that slept on my couch. He's the person that I clothed. I took him to all the first concerts. Literally the last conversation we had before he did this, I literally paid for his car to get out being towed because he parked in the handicap spot, right? If you read 48 Laws of Power, not to use it, but as a defense mechanism, it says, in order to find a good enemy, find me a good friend, because he knows exactly where to stab. This is all key. When you go into the place of faith and discipline and all these things, right, subconsciously people start to feel kind of, offended by it, not because of you, but because of them. It's just projection. Everything they do is projection. They're not reacting to you. They're reacting to themselves, okay? So I sat there and I watched business fall apart and fall apart and fall apart. It got to a place where you have one leg for chairman 500, you have one leg for chairman 100, and then you have this leg that's just completely annihilated. And it got to, I remember this, it got to 46 people. It got to 46 people. If it went below that 45, I would have been a P2K. Do you understand what it feels like to be on stage and to feel like a imposter? Do you know what it feels like to try to give motivation to people when you have no motivation? Do you know what it's like to help people get out of suicidal tendencies and depression when you feel this at times, right? Do you understand what it feels like? So when I sat there, I said, dude, what is going on? What is going on? It wasn't until I took blame and responsibility to realize I had to fix things in my life. See, in order for God to get our attention sometimes, all he has to do is put these situations that slap you in the face and you hit rock bottom in order for you to look up. That's all that had to take place. I sat there and I saw everything and I watched and I watched and I watched. There's one thing, though, that I cannot have a sense of empathy with, and I know that Brandon Boyd can have a sense of empathy with, is quitting. Is literally staying on the ground. No matter what takes place, for some reason, deep down inside, there's no way for me to just sit there. There's no way for me to just give up. There's no way for me to live the rest of my life. So that way later on down the line, my daughters, I look at my daughter, says the reason why I can't afford for you to take those ballet classes and to be able to go to that sports things, and in order for you to travel to experience this, is because of my decisions that I made in the past, my lack of decisions that I made in the past. And I chose to be mediocre. I chose to drink. I chose to do worldly things. I chose to be stuck in my feelings. I chose to be stuck in a fetal position to life and sit there and cry. Like, that's not the type of person that I am. So I started to sit there. I said, okay, let's get real with yourself, right? Let's get real. What is a practical thing that I could do in order for me to become a better person? How come I don't have the confidence when everyone's saying I'm so happy and grateful that I'm chairman? How come I don't have the same confidence to be able to speak that? Everybody always wonders, how do we have that confidence? I figured it out. I had to kill the old self. I had to kill the old paradigm. I had to become what Chairman 750 Derrick is. I had to become what making, Chairman 750 plus per trade Derrick is. See, if you write down everything that you are, all the things, all the vices, all the bad habits, I want you to think to yourself of how much of that has destroyed certain entities in your life, how much of that has destroyed certain relationships in your life, how much of that has destroyed yourself when it comes to your life. And if you take all your vices, all your bad habits, everything that you do bad, and you put it on a piece of paper and you make a column on the left-hand side, that is who you are as a leader. That is what you're duplicating. That is the frequencies that you're emitting. Right? Are we emitting the frequency of lostness? Are we emitting the frequencies of being like everybody else? See, the reason why there's people in this call right now that could go 100% all in is because you can't let go of the people that surround you, especially the people that you love. And majority of the times when you start to operate in place and you start to have a little bit of success, it's your acquaintances. It's the people that don't want to operate in the obsessed type of mentality that you have. I sat here and I said, Kobe's my favorite basketball player. Right? R.I.P. to Kobe. And how can I sit here and look at pictures of this man and not have the same discipline and work ethic and impact and fathership, right? And think about it. People mourn for the longest that I've ever seen any world mourn. What impact are we making? So I decided to completely destroy that person. I said, what does Chairman 750, what does Chairman Elite, Derrick do? Does he hang out with those people? No, he doesn't. Does he spend time with these people? Yes, he does. Right? Does he focus on his spirituality? Does he focus, every single day? I've never read the Bible before, but now reading it an hour every single day before bed has completely changed my life. Does that Chairman Elite do that? Does the Chairman Elite go to the gym every single day and not have to post on social media? Does the Chairman Elite, build this business to the point where everything's become disciplined? Does the Chairman Elite, replace the whole TV with a full whiteboard that you get at Home Depot, the biggest one that you have to use a truck to get it? Right? Does the Chairman Elite stop all the dopamine fixes and stop watching stories to change the neural paths in their brain to create production? Right? Does the Chairman Elite, right, have production reports on a day-to-day basis, create a system that's duplicatable for the team? Does that person do that? Does a person that is a Chairman Elite complain about all the calls they have to do? We have to change it. See, we have to understand this. Tony Robbins said this: if it's passion, it pulls energy out of you. If it's not your passion, it pushes you. Right? What does Simon Sinek says? If you do something that you love, it's called passion. If you do something that you hate every single day, it's called stress. See, some people are stressed out about this business because the intention is messed up. But once we get out of our own head, we start to have massive success. How do we do that? How do we have influence? How do we become that leader? Well, first off, in order for you to have influence over many, you have to have influence of self. If you can't influence your daily routines, if you can't influence the way that you think, if you can't influence your habits, if you can't do this, just like John C. Maxwell says, if he spends time with someone, by the time it's 6 o'clock p.m., he knows exactly how much money that person will make or has in their bank account. The whole moral of the story is this: I got 60 seconds. You got 5 months left for the rest of the year. What are you doing with it? What are you doing? We've been wasting time. We've been sitting here. What's all these leisure activities? What does all the shows equate to when it comes to return on investment? What does chasing the opposite sex, equate to on return on investment? What is over here just chilling and scrolling on social media? Either you're reading posts or you're making posts. Right? You're watching videos or you're making videos. You're watching lives or you're making lives. Either you're using this tool that's distracting you or using this tool as an extension of yourself to share your message to everyone in the world. You want to hit chairman? You want to hit chairman? All you have to do is think to yourself of all the traumatic experiences that you've had in your entire life. Think to yourself, has 500 people experienced the same thing? And because your voice is not heard, think about those 500 people who will never have the opportunity and the open door to change their entire life, okay? Kill the old self and write down on the other side of the column, write exactly who you are as a chairman elite, profits when it comes to trading, etc. And then I want you to rip the other half and just burn it. Because that person does not exist anymore. You got 5 months left for the rest of this year. Whatever you do with the next 5 months will be the dictation of the type of Thanksgiving, the type of Christmas, the type of New Year's that you'll be able to have. So I appreciate you guys for allowing me on this call. Thank you, Brandon. You have no idea how much I love you, man. You're an inspiration to a lot of us, and I honestly wouldn't have stayed in this platform if you weren't in that room, for sure, 100%. So appreciate you, brother.
Bro, all I can do is shake my head, man. I thought you were doing like a Matthew chapter 5 Sermon on the Mount, man. That was freaking powerful, man. This is awesome, man. Guys, here's a couple notes, and I'm a note taker. I've never peaked. So here's some notes I wrote. I want you guys to listen. It's a couple bullet points before I bring on our next one. What he said at the beginning that I loved, he said, changes must take place in us. So if you want things to change, you have to change. He said, I needed to make the change because what did he say? He said, it kept saying, I'm happy and grateful now, but he's like, I didn't feel it. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the belief. Yes, I can say it, but it's almost like it's empty. He said, you have to affirm your future. The key word is affirm. The I am declarations. You have to call the things that are not as though they already were. Did you hear about his recovery? Smashes the ranks and comes all the way down to pretty much a P2000. That is pretty depressing. You guys heard that from Michael Angel Martin last month. He went all the way down to that rank after being all the way at the top. But here's what he did, and what I liked that I wrote down as well. He said, I replaced my TV with a whiteboard. That's pretty awesome, man. The question is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want a 6- and 7-figure trading account? How bad do you want the opportunity to spend more time with your kids? Chris wanted to spend more time. He wanted to be there for his daughter's birthday, right? How badly do you want more time freedom? Are you willing on the business side to take a lot of no's in order to get those results? To take all the no's to get what we got yesterday in our e-wallets with payday? Yes, certainly I would do it all over again, especially last week with those override residuals, man. That was beautiful. So Chris, thank you, man. I mean, Chris is one of the pioneers of our company. For those who don't know him, you got to know this is a guy that planted his flag. He was in the room. We made the decision. We are moving forward regardless. We know it's going to be a little bit of a bloodbath here, but it's all going to be worth it. So thank you for that. Guys, next individual I'm going to bring up, so excited about. This lady I got to know about a couple of years ago. I saw her tearing it up online, Dr. Kathy Kirtland. And her topic is going to be leaving a legacy or building a legacy. I love that. Are you in a position to leave a legacy for your children? Have you created a foundation or started them on the path of generational wealth? And for me, having 6 kids, the answer is yes. She's a mother of 5. She's a grandmother of 6, so she's past me. I got 6 kids, but I don't have any grandkids yet, thank goodness, by the way. She's a woman of God, a co-pastor of Temple of Faith in Texas, with her husband. She is a business owner of Faith Christian Academy, Events by Kathy, the Killing Group Real Estate Investments. So she's got multiple streams of income. She's got a nonprofit. She always says, God comes first. Without him, I would not be where I am. I love that. She's always talked about generational wealth. Her entire family has started trading, which a lot of people cannot say that, which is awesome. She is known as the creator of ECC 11, which is found in the Good Book, talking about how foreign trade is something that we need to do and get into that's good for us. So she has created a product so simple that even children are using it. Now, that doesn't mean that we have signed up, quote, people under 18, but even a child can use this. And so everybody should be able to trade in these markets. And this product does exactly that. So what I want to do, guys, is I want you to go ahead and inside the chat box, I want you to give it up for Dr. Kathy Kirtland. Kathy, I'm going to go ahead and make you a co-host, and let me know if you can hear. First of all, Kathy, I get her trades every night. Obviously, you guys know I do HFX. My focus is binary, but hey, I still got my regular Forex stuff going, MetaTrader 4, taking trades, and Dr. Kathy has been Mrs. Consistency. That's what I can say. She's been Mrs. Consistency. We're super grateful for you. So let me know if you can hear me, Kathy, on your end.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm excited to have you here. So take it away.
Okay, I can't unmute the video. It said the video won't come
on. What I'll do is I'm going to make you the host and then just click on start video. Okay. You're the host now.
Still won't do it.
Okay, if it doesn't, then audio is good enough. If you can't get it to work, it's all good.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Brandon, for inviting me on. I really appreciate it. Okay, I think I can get it on now. And I really enjoyed what Chris talked about earlier and everything. And to be honest, Christopher Derrick was my first educator when I got on. He was the first one that I got on and was able to make my first big move. Because of compliance, shout out to compliance. I was able to do multiple streams of income off of just starting out with him with a small amount. Now, for those that don't know, I am a co-pastor of the church here in Killeen, Texas, and I want to talk to you about leaving a legacy and building a legacy. Now, you may hear me talk about God and the Bible and Jesus, because this is how I got started. This is how you begin to do your legacy and everything. Just like Christopher Derrick, I had to change my mind. I went from being broke, busted, and disgusted to being set free. And I thank God so much for Brandon and his wife. They have been supportive of me and everything that I've done since for the past 2 years. And I built a relationship with them. And I'm so grateful, to them. I had the opportunity, and Chris didn't even know it, to finally meet and sit down and talk with him, who was in Trinidad, and got some gems from him, and let him know that he was my first educator. He was the first educator. So guys, when you join I Am Mastery Academy, this is going to help you not only build yourself up financially, but also leave a legacy for your children and your children's children. Now, my story is I used to be a real estate agent, and when the real estate market crashed back in 2008, my whole world crashed right along with it. I had 4 kids in college, a 4-year-old, a husband who just retired out of the military after 25 years of service, and we were down to nothing. We was about to lose the house that we're currently living in right now. We were about to lose that house and this house, and I was, we was trying to figure it out. We didn't know how to make money work for us in our sleep. And they said, if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, then you will work until you die. And that became a reality because we had already retired at an early age at around 40, 43. And so we had to find something out. And then, I went to one of the events and everything, and I love the owner because he brought Main Street to Wall Street. He brought Main Street to Wall Street, and he had some of the same story that all of us had, a few of us had, as far as being homeless, part of his life, even into his adulthood, and how, he said if he ever made it big, he would do that. He would bring Main Street to Wall Street. Now I knew about foreign currency. I just didn't know how to make it work for me. And I didn't know how to make money work for me. I got 4 degrees, went to college, and I tell anybody it took me 33 years to get a PhD. And so when I found out about this, it looks intimidating. But this is I Am Mastery Academy teaches you how to get multiple streams of income along with how to create generational wealth with this thing. I got in the company and everything, and I came back. I was so excited trying to get all my friends and stuff in it. And sometimes you can't bring your friends along with you, and sometimes they have to see you first and everything. And then it just depends on you and your house, like Chris was talking about earlier. He said, while things was happening, he had to make a decision to be able to do what he needed to do for his house altogether. So I came home and I was a little discouraged because my friends didn't want to join with me. Sometimes you have to just step out on faith and do it yourself. And so I was discouraged, and I began to pray about it. And when I was praying and everything, and I was telling God, we're about to lose this, we're about to lose that. I done worked 20 some years. I done gave up 20 years. I do not have another 20 years to give anybody to work the way that I did. I did everything I was told to do: go to school, get a good job, and then buy a house, go on a few vacations. That's what I was taught: go to school, get a good job. I went to school, I did that. It did not make me rich. It did not make me wealthy. It didn't teach me how to leave a good legacy other than go to school and get a good job. Now, I'm not knocking school or anything like that, but when I went to college, when I first went to college, I went in debt free, and I came out owing everybody. I went in debt free, came out in debt. This is the only educational platform that I know that you can go in debt and come out of debt. So when I read Ecclesiastes 11:1, the Good News Translation states about how it's good to enter into foreign trade because you never know what bad luck this world is going to give you. I knew then that I was in a man-made company with a God-written skill set, and I finally found out what the wealth transfer was. For those that read the Bible and everything, it talks about the wealth transfer constantly. It talks about the wealth transfer over and over again. And then for years, I've been knowing, what is the wealth transfer? What is it? And so when I read Ecclesiastes 11:1, and I found out that I was in a man-made company with a God-written skill set, I knew I couldn't lose. This is why Chris says, and I say, and Brandon, you can't do nothing without God. You cannot do nothing without God. It is written. So I had to go back and tell a few of my friends, hey, this is not a scam. It is written. This is written in the Bible, and so that I know that the only thing that that's the one thing that's gonna last. So win or lose, I was all in. And sometimes you got to get all in, and right when you're starting to do good, I'm doing good, and I got 2 streams of income coming in now. So I got my trading income, I got my building income, and then I'm going and I'm coming up in the ranks, and then I hit Chairman 10, and then life happened. Ecclesiastes 11:1, the Good News Translation. I hit Chairman 10, then life happened. Brandon knows what happened, and some of you, and I tell you, I got hit with stage 3 cancer. And then I'm like, how? Why now? But the first thing that popped in my head, it wasn't the fact that I was scared that I was going to die or anything like that. I wasn't worried about that because I knew my work wasn't finished. You know for a fact that your work is not finished. If you don't have a legacy to leave behind with your children and your children's children, other than bills, your legacy is not finished. So I got X amount coming in, and I'm a Chairman 10, halfway to 25. I'm like, Chris, I'm halfway to 25, Chairman 25. Then I get not busted. I fall all the way back down to platinum 2000. And at one point, then I began to get a little depressed because, okay, I'm fighting for my life, and now I need this extra income to pay for hospital bills. That's extra now that's coming out of my pocket. On top of that, I don't have nothing to leave behind for my kids because I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. So I need to leave some cash behind, as well as, a house that's worth, moving and everything. And I'm telling you how I Am Mastery changed my whole life. How people like Brandon Boyd, Christopher Derrick changed my life. Jewel Tinker, Tamara Young, Lawrence Young, how they just changed my life. Got busted all the way down, or fell all the way down to the bottom. It's like, okay, instead of me dwelling on that, sick, getting up in the middle of the night, dragging myself into the office so that I could get online and teach people. So I can get online and pass it on, because I know one way that my name can live is through doing right by people and getting up and teaching them. If I could teach you how to trade and teach you how to build generational wealth, then my name will live forever. Even if I don't, my name will live forever. And then that will be powerful for my kids, leaving it for them. And I knew I hadn't taught all of them how to do it. I couldn't get my boys to do it like they're supposed to do it. And then I'm going through treatments and going back and forth to the hospital and sitting up here muting you guys out while I'm over here puking up my guts, and like I'm determined to build this legacy. I'm determined to do it. You can't let nothing stop you from getting to where you need it to be. You can't type it in the chat, type a 7 in the chat. So you won't let nothing stop you from building a legacy. Your name is more precious than any bar of gold, any amount of cash that you have. Your name is precious when you begin to leave a legacy and build generational wealth that goes on for generation after generation after generation. And one of the ways you can do that is by entering into foreign trade. I'm up. I'm almost at Chairman 25. I'm almost at Chairman 25. And I'm struggling. I'm going through in my body, I'm going through in my health, but I'm listening. I'm constantly getting on. You have to continue to do it. The more I work, the more I begin to bring it back. The more I begin to get it back. And then so I'm back at 10. I'm back at Chairman 10 now, but I'm still working to get it back. That's right, Chairman 750, Olivia. I feel you, because that's my end goal. And I'm like, Chris, I have a 5-year plan. And it ain't going to take me 5 years to get there. Because sometimes your setbacks are real good for your comebacks. So I begin to work even more. I got all my boys trading. All of my girls are trading. My nephew came down from Alabama. He's in here trading. He is 17 years old. Setting him up. My niece is trading. I got my cousins trading now. Melanie's on here. She's trading. Tracy, she's trading. Got them on here trading now. And this is somebody who went from about to lose everything, including their house. Couldn't even afford a meal plan for my children while they were in college. I did a Facebook Live with my boys, and they talked about their struggle. Couldn't even afford to feed them. My husband had to take a job overseas, work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, in 120-degree weather after he had already retired one time, just so that he can help provide for his family till I learned how to do this skill set. So don't let nothing or nobody stop you. You have to build a generational wealth. It starts in your house. And like Chris was saying earlier, it starts with you. You can't influence anybody outside if you don't start with you on the inside first. So I admonish you. It's good to be a trader. It's good to enter into foreign trade. But let me tell you something. When Jesus became on the scene, he was the best network marketer this world has ever seen. He started out with him. Then he got 12. And those 12 turned this world upside down. Me and my team, we're doing this thing called the 12th Project 12th Hour. Jesus, it was Jesus first. Then he had 12. And though he found 12 leaders, and they turned this world upside down. Over 2,000 and some years ago, people are still talking about it. Listen, let me tell you something about I Am Master Academy. Sometimes, even in Ecclesiastes 11:1, it talks about that it's good to enter into foreign trade because after many days, it'll come back to you in profit. And you don't know what kind of bad luck this world is going to give you. Some people that you know are having a little bit of bad luck. And I can say this, one of the web said it best. I Am Master Academy is not a scam. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's none of that. It's none of the above. I can't say it's bailing people out because the people that I connected to it, it's bailing them out because you know why? You know why? Because it is giving them a skill set. So many millionaires and billionaires and so many brand new businesses pops up during times like this. You have to be creative. Chairman Elite, that is the top right now. I'm saying right now. We're in a $5 or $7 trillion a day industry. You can't tell me you can't get a couple of $1 million out of it. And we're on here because I'm concerned about you. I'm not concerned about the world, what it's going through. I'm not concerned about what's happening because there's nothing new under the sun. It keeps going around and around. Forex has been around since 4 AD. It first started in Jerusalem. It has been profitable for 2016 years. So this is why I'm not worried about the world because the world done been here before. It's done been here before. Now, what I'm worried about is you because you had been here before. So we're looking on your plate to make sure that you have more than enough. Not to find out how much you got on your plate. I could care less about how much you got on your plate, what you got, what you're working with, or any of that. I'm making sure that you got more than enough. And the way you make sure you got more than enough is you throw yourself into I Am Master Academy. We have so many things. When I found out that I had stage 3 cancer, I went from being at the bottom of the charts as far as the educational platform to the #1 educator in the company for 8 months in a row. It was in the top 5 for the past 2 years. I just recently pulled back so that I can help my team during a time like this, so that I can help my team make sure that they have more than enough, so that their family have more than enough because I've been there. That's the only reason why I'm not on 5 days a week, 2 times a day. It's because if you can't take care of your own house, you can't go out and take care of nobody else's house. Now it hurt me in my pocket on that end, but I know later on in the future end, I'm looking at future. I'm looking in the future. During that time, when a leader, we need more leaders in this company doing more than what they're doing. You have family members that need some help. You have friends that need this. Don't have them hopping into no circle, throwing $500 in there a week, hoping that they could walk away with $4,000. That's a scam. That's the scam. And all they got to do is invest $323 into an educational platform and learn how to make money work for you. That's gambling. You want to throw $500 in a circle and hoping that when it comes back to you, you're going to get $4,000. And people been winning. And ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's your thing, do your thing. But I'm talking about long-term wealth. Long-term wealth. I don't know how much. I think my time is almost up. But listen, guys, if you want to create generational wealth, pull your children in, pull your wife in, pull your husband in, get your neighbor, get a friend. Hey, come go to school with me. I want to learn this skill set. I found out that this is a God-written skill set. And when people say, no, it's not, yes, it is. Let me show you Matthew 25, where they talk about the talents. He's not talking about your gifts to sing, preach, or do dishes or vacuum the floor or usher or anything like that. He's talking about money. He gave 110, 1 5, and 1 1. The one who had 10 went out, doubled his. He came back and he said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." And he went into partnership with him. When you're in partnership with God and His Word, you can't help but to be blessed. The one who had 5 talents did the same thing. And there's one. Type one in the chat. Everybody got that one uncle, that one aunt, that one child, that one nephew, that one niece. Everybody got that one. And that one who only had 1 talent took it and hid it. And the latter part of verse 27 in Matthew 25 and 27, he said, "If you had gave my money to the exchangers, I could have came back for my reward," which the increase was the tithe. You can't forget about God when you start making your money. All He wants is the tithe. And the guy had nerve to say, "I knew you would come back reaping where you have not sown." Genesis 22 talks about how He gives seed to the sower. He gave him the 1 talent. So how is He going to say that you will come back reaping where you haven't sown? When I saw that, when God said that you should have put my money in with the exchangers, that confirmed Ecclesiastes 11 and 1. It is good to enter into foreign trade. Now, for those that don't want to give scripture and don't want to give Bible, because I get a lot of flack sometimes, and I could care less. 1 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Paul said, "I practice in my trades daily." Out of the King James Version. Amplified Version. "I practice in my trades daily so that I wouldn't be a financial burden unto the people, so that they will freely receive the gospel." So to me, this is gospel. I'm telling you God's word. This is what you need to do. And especially all those that believe and all those that are pastors, leaders, every leader. Come on, this word was built off the word of God. Every leader. You're a leader, you need to be trained. Every Fortune 500 company is backed by Forex. Your house should be a Fortune 500 company. And it should be backed by Forex. Your children should be backed by Forex. If you're supposed to be the lender and not the borrower, you have no business going to the bank borrowing nobody's money, because you're the bank. This is what I Am Mastery Academy teaches you. Like I said, I have been to school to get a good job. Now I am going to school, and I'm constantly in school. I am constantly in school with I Am Mastery Academy. I am learning something new every day. And I'm a teacher, but I'm a student all at the same time. So guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you for supporting the London Payout. Thank you for supporting ECC 11. This is why I named ECC 11 after the word Ecclesiastes 11 and 1. Because even if you lose a trade, it is still good to enter into foreign trade. Thank you so much for your time. Brandon, thank you. I love you and your wife. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Man, this was powerful. I was just trying to keep up with all the scriptures that you were quoting, because I like the scriptures myself, and I'm going to have to go and look some of those ones up that you quoted. That was amazing. Here's some of the things I wrote down and took away from this, guys. First of all, listen to this one. She hit chairman and then got cancer. Very few of us have any excuse. She got cancer. She came back. She's come all the way back. So if you take away anything from this, all of us on this call, we got stuff going on, right? Every one of us has got stuff going on. My own mother had cancer. I watched what it does to a person. And Dr. K is an absolute beast. The mere fact that she hit it, got cancer, has come all the way back. And I remember when she was getting on those sessions and how tired she was. And she did it again and again and again and again and again. Was one of the most consistent educators in the company. She said, you can't let, this is a direct quote from her. She said, you can't let nothing stop you from leaving a legacy. That's powerful, guys. You can't let nothing stop you from leaving a legacy. We did not get sent here to this earth to just pay bills and die. We were meant to to make a contribution, make an impact, and leave a legacy. And that's what Dr. K is doing right now. She's creating generational wealth. She is leaving a legacy for countless people. So we appreciate you. We applaud you. We celebrate you. And I love how she said that she learned from our first speaker, Christopher Derrick. And guess what? So did I. I actually learned how to trade going on Christopher Derrick's sessions. That's actually when I learned. And then I also started taking trades with Dr. K. So, and we really got something here. Okay, next one up, guys. Super excited about this one. Matthew Fernandez. Matthew Fernandez. Let me tell you guys who do not know Matthew Fernandez. I had known about him in another company. I knew of him, but I did not know him. And one of the things that I really want you guys to understand about this, guys, this is an individual and a leader that always puts his team first before himself. He always puts his team first before himself. When he contacts myself or Jason, it's always about helping the team members. He's leading the movement in Toronto. I was out before COVID. I went out to Toronto with Jason Brown, Chairman 750. We saw what they were building out there, the trade house that they'd created, the culture. Guys, it's unbelievable. Their team's exploding. He also hit chairman. Now listen to this, guys. He hit chairman in 30 days. He hit chairman in 30 days. That is very fast. So for anyone who's on the building side, this is going to be a call. It's going to be very interesting to listen to. Now, if you're trading, some of the stuff he's going to cover is going to help you guys with the trading as well. So Matthew Fernandez, Chairman 10 inside our company, soon to be Chairman 25. Guys, let's give it up for Mr. Matthew Fernandez. Guys, go inside of the chat box and put some fiery emojis inside there. Matt, let me know if you can hear me on your end.
Yeah, I'm good. 1 second, let me just camera off. What's up, what's up? So, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for putting me on this call. I'm excited to be here today. Shout out to you, honestly, like from my transition from my previous company to this, you've been a great mentor throughout the whole process. So thank you for featuring me on this call. It's definitely an honor to be featured on this call, number one. Number two, I just want to shout out Kathy and Chris one time for going before me. Honestly, hearing their story as a whole, with them having a lot more experience than me, definitely put me in a position that allowed me to see a lot of success. So even my team, my squad, we use a lot of their trading. So shout out to them before I even get started. So just before I even get started, I just want to give a little background about myself for the people that don't know me. I started off in this industry about 2 years ago. So before this, I was actually studying pre-med, right? I was actually a biomedical science student. I was actually trying to become a doctor. Got accepted to med school. That was my lifelong dream. And I was literally in that position to see success. My best friend told me about this trading platform, this trading thing, and it was something that completely changed and impacted my life completely. He told me about it, and I just saw the vision of it from the get-go. Being a pre-med student, I had a big background in the systems and creating everything systemized. So what my call is going to be about today is about creating systems, right? What I'm going to be covering with you guys today is I'm going to talk a little bit about how I was able to create systems that allow my business to scale massively and get to the point where I'm at now, where I was able to see massive success. So before anything, I just want to talk to you about my story, like what I did and how I got to this point. So when I first started in this industry, I saw instant success. I got in real quick and I saw the power of building this business, and I literally grew from no one on my organization to about 300 people in about 5 months. So I grew from no one in my organization to about 300 people in about 5 months. And just like everyone else on this call, right after that, I took a major setback. Right, I took a major setback. I lost a lot of people. I lost almost half my organization just because I wasn't building it the right way. I didn't have anything in place. I didn't have a system in place. And I was just honestly, just being real with you, I was overworking myself. I was overstressing myself. I'll be working like from in the morning at about like 9 a.m. or like 7 a.m. all the way down to 3 a.m. at night. And I just felt I was overwhelmed. I was overstressed. I was working way too much, but I wasn't getting anything accomplished. So what I realized was I felt like I wasn't working the right way. I was working hard, but I wasn't working smart. So essentially what I realized is in order to see success within this industry, it's all about creating systems, right? Creating systems in place that would allow me to do it. Because what I realized is if my team is completely relying on me, I'm working a job. But if I create a system that allows my team basically to grow and allows my team to grow without me, then I'm running my own business. And then my business can scale forever, right? So that's what I essentially decided to do, right? I decided to create a system in place so I could always constantly see success and constantly grow, right? Just out of curiosity, how many of you guys sometimes just drop in a chat, drop a 1 in chat, sometimes you guys feel like everything is on you? How many of you guys ever feel like in this business, everything is on you? Trust me. Trust me, I felt that before I was in your position 100%. And that's what got me to the point where I'm at now, because I realized that you got to find a way to create systems in order to do that. Okay? So I'm going to be covering that right now, right? Covering that right now exactly how I did it. So the 3 main reasons why you need to create systems. The first reason is duplicatable, right? In order for something to last, right? In order for something to stay long term, it got to become duplicatable, right? So if I'm basically teaching a skill, right? I'm teaching a skill and I'm trying to teach people how to do a one-on-one or how to basically trade, and then I pass it on to one of my downlines or one of my friends, and he passes on and he passes on. It becomes basically a game of broken telephone, right? Where effectively, if you have one system or one video that everyone could plug into, right, then it becomes one system, and then everyone could follow it, right? So that's why it's super important that you create systems. That's the first reason, right? So everyone is trained and everyone is getting the same knowledge. The second reason, the second key for systems is retention, right? If everyone is learning the same way and everyone is learning from a perfect system, right, everyone is going to be able to get the same knowledge if they apply it. So everyone will be able to see the same success if they use it, right? And then finally, the last reason is a business runs without you. So say if you have like a family matter or you have an emergency or something is happening in your organization or something is happening in your personal life that you can't handle or that you need to handle. Say someone, a sick family member, or you yourself get sick. Well, guess what? Your business will run without you, right? Your business will run without you if you have a system in place to do so. So what I'm going to be covering is my system. Basically, with a system that I've created to allow my organization to scale from about zero. When I first joined IM Academy, I had 0 people basically in IM Academy when I first joined in January 15th, to now I have about 1,100 people in my organization. So I'm gonna kind of show you guys like what I did to basically get to that point and how it essentially works. Okay, so first things first, right? Onboarding, okay? My onboarding system and my launching. So how I basically onboard and launch people is I make sure everyone is onboarded and launched the same way. What I essentially have is I have a website in place that I created that basically gives people a step-by-step system, right, that they know exactly what they need to know to onboard. So there's basically a 7-step system that I created where someone gets an intro to the business, number 1. Number 2, they know exactly what chats to join. Number 3, they basically know, right, they basically know exactly what app to download. Number 4, they know who to follow on Instagram. Number 5, they know there's a step-by-step process how to set up a broker account depending on what they need to set up. And then number 6 and 7, they know exactly what parts of this our system schedule they should be plugging into, right? So the first thing that's most important is having an onboarding system. And how I do this is basically through my website. So everyone who signs up, they get access to our website, and then from there, they basically get a step-by-step system to see success, right? That part is very, very key. Okay. The next thing basically I have, the next aspect I basically have after that is basically I give them goals. I make it a very goal-oriented system. Okay. I basically I make it a goal-oriented system. So if anyone's on my team, just drop the website link in the chat. Thank you guys very much. So basically make it a goal. I make it a goal-driven system. So I give people their 1-month goal, their 2-month goal, their 3-month goal, their 4-month goal, and all the way up to a year-long goal from the get-go. So they can basically see what they should be gunning to accomplish within their first month, their second month, their third month, and their 12 month, depending if they want to become a builder or a trader, right? Every single thing is goal-oriented. right? Every single thing is goal oriented as a whole, so people know that they're on track, right? If people feel like they're on track to get closer to a goal or get closer to where they want to be, they'll stay in the organization forever, right? And basically what we have is we have a system in place for people to become their own master trader or their own independent trader, and we have a system in place for people to go chairman. So we have a step-by-step system that people can follow to take themselves to a level of chairman. The second thing we have is we have a step-by-step system someone should follow, a 1 to 7 step system for someone to become their own independent trader. Okay, so we have all these kind of things in place so people can actually follow the system properly, right? So people know, okay, this is what I have to do first. Okay, I first have to watch the FRX series. That's the first thing I have to do. The second thing basically I have to do is I have to plug into the go lives. I have to plug into these specific go lives. The third thing, the fourth thing, the fifth thing, so people know exactly what they need to do to see success and accomplish success within our organization, so they know exactly how to go from $0 digital dollars, right, all the way up to 10K USD a month, or they know how to basically go from someone who knows nothing about trading to basically be able to analyze the charts by themselves and make a consistent part-time or full-time income off trading, right? That's why our platform is so key, and that's basically what allows their business to take themselves to the next level, right? So I didn't want to make this section too long. I didn't want to make it too long as a whole, but I just want to help you guys understand the powers of creating systems. Because for me personally, if I ever need to take a step back, right? If I ever need to take a step back, not work for a day, not be able to do something just because I have family matters, something like that, everyone on my team knows what to do because the system is in place for them to do so. So as soon as someone signs up, everyone knows exactly what to do, right? As soon as someone does anything, everyone knows exactly what to do to see success. And that's why our system is able to blow up. And that's why people are constantly able to grow and our organization is able to grow with or without me being present, right? And that's why this is so key. So that's all I really want to cover. I just want to make it short and sweet. But I want to kick it back off to Brendan. Thank you, honestly, for including me on this call. I appreciate you as an upline and a mentor so much. Thank you, bro.
Wow, I love it. First of all, I'm excited to come back to Canada. In fact, I'm coming to Toronto. I'm going to Edmonton. I'm going to Ontario. And I'm going to Calgary. So if anyone is in any of those places when this whole situation is done with, I'm looking forward to going up there and tearing this thing up together. So here's a couple things that he mentioned, that Matthew Fernandez mentioned, that I want to go over with you guys real quick. He talked about, and I think that this is key right here. He said he was working too much. Let me raise my hand and say that I've been known in the past, not so much now, but in the past, for being a workaholic. Now, I called it a loveaholic because I love what I did, but a workaholic. He said he's working too much, and guess what happened? He was losing his team. He was burning himself out. So guess what he did? He established a system. System stands for what? Save yourself time, energy, and money. When you walk into McDonald's, the bathroom's always on the right. Whether it's Beijing, China, or the United States of America, they have a system. He said without the system, he was working a job, not a business. He said he gave them goals, accountability. They have a website, right? These are the things that you guys do. Again, we say this so much as leaders. You don't do what works. You do what duplicates. Write that down. You don't do what works. You do what duplicates, guys. That's what you do. If you want to have a team, if you want to have success, and this includes trading too, you don't do what works. You do what duplicates. Do what it is that can actually duplicate to other people. Something that is simple and digestible. So hopefully you guys got value from that. Now we got one final speaker, guys. Stay on this call. And yes, a lot of people have been asking the Zoom, is this being recorded? Yes. It's not only on I Am Elite on Facebook, but it is being recorded to the Zoom. And within 30 minutes of it being rendered, I will send it out to everybody everywhere. Okay? A lot of you guys know Manny Quinones. He is on the cover of Go Live. When you log in, he's pretty much always on the front. And there's a reason for that. He provides massive value. Not only is he one of our top educators in the company, in fact, he's in the top 5 pretty much at all times. He is a Chairman 50 inside of our company. So he's a Chairman 50 and he's educating. Not easy to do both. His education has been viewed 500,000 times. 500,000. and he is the voice behind the I Am Academy. And now you'll find when you actually hear him here in just a little bit that there's a reason why. He's got a phenomenal voice. He's a phenomenal speaker. He is a father of two. So here he is. He's a father. He's a top educator. He's a chairman 50. This guy's an absolute beast. And he's going to be talking about the mindset. He's going to be talking about the mindset. Okay. And I want you guys to write this down. Your journey to success. That's the topic. Your journey to success. And I don't want to waste any more time. I want to step out of the way of greatness. I want to step behind the voice of I Am Academy, Manny Quinones. Manny, I'm going to go ahead and make you the co-host. Guys, go inside the chat. Put some fire emojis inside the box for Mr. Manny Quinones. It's exciting to have you on, man.
Oh, man, Brandon, thank you so much. It's exciting to be able to be here with everybody. Thank you for thinking about me and allowing me to come here, help serve on behalf of the community, help serve on behalf of your leadership. Again, I want to thank all the speakers before me, Matt, Kathy, Christopher. You know, you had a very impressive lineup here today. And I've learned bits and pieces of information from each and every one here. And I just want to say publicly, for those that don't know, in my eyes, Brandon Boyd is one of the very few individuals who is the pinnacle of leadership. He is a gentleman that I used to look up to for many years while I was in the network marketing industry, while he was already making the big seven figures and I was a rookie in the game. It was his leadership, it was his guidance, it was his voice, it was his systems. I try to shadow Brandon a lot. And Brandon, you know, you've helped me tremendously grow in this business. You set a really prime example of leadership, and still with your family, with your business, with your education and Boyd Pips and everything you have going on, you still continue to be such a pivotal factor in this company, helping people out with all the newest information. And I don't believe I Am Academy would be where it's at today without you. So again, I want to thank you so much for being here and thank you for having me. So first off, everybody, welcome, man. If you guys are excited, we're about to get into the journey of success. I want you guys to type in 888 for me in the chat box, family. I'm extremely excited to be able to be here with everybody. Let me try to share my screen right over here. All right, so we are rocking and rolling. If you guys can see my screen, could you switch that 8 to maybe like a fire emoji, or just let me know if you guys can see my screen. Just want to make sure that we are good to go. Look, you got to love this. There's no delay. Brandon, we're about to break the Zoom, okay? Because that chat box is lighting up. All right, so let's talk about this. So first, I want to talk about your journey to success. You know, guys, each and every single one of us, when we decided to be able to lock arms and partner ourselves with I Am Mastery Academy, we decided to embark on a brand new journey in our lives, right? And they always say that if you want to find riches, you have to follow the road that is less traveled, right? You have to observe the masses and you have to do the opposite, because there is so much wealth, right, to be found. And Kathy said it right. This is the largest wealth transfer ever happening in the human history, and it's happening right now. And for those of you that decided to partner and lock arms with this company, there are great things that's to come. There's a great amount of development that's going to come from you, great fortunes that can come from you, things that can change your name, your last names, right? But in order to get there, we have to speak about something. And what we have to speak about, we have to touch on the journey. Because while so many people have their eyes on the prize, they're not really focusing on what can come. So let's talk about this real quick, okay? What we're all chasing is one word, and that word is success. Right? No matter what success you want to have in your life, I want you to understand that when you ask for something in your life, when you're asking for success in your life, specifically here in I Am Mastery Academy, I want you to think of what you're really asking for. I want you to think about the journey that you really just embarked on. You're asking for personal growth. You're asking for financial growth. You're asking to become one of the top 1% income earners in the world. You're asking to be the richest in your family. You're asking to have money freedom and time freedom. You're asking to break generational curses, right? You're asking to break chains of debt, of bondage, and oppression. You're asking for so much. And with that big ticket, with that one word, success is such a big ticket. And I want you to think this for just a minute. Do you not think that if you're asking for that one word of success along your journey, that you're not going to be challenged every step of the way. You see, I'm a very firm believer that when you ask God, when you ask the universe for something, it's not just bestowed upon you. Wealth doesn't just rain down from the sky and come to you. Patience doesn't just come down and fill you up. No, what happened is God, the universe, puts you, when you want something, the universe, and specifically God, will put you in situations that will challenge you, that will try you, that will test you, and you will be walking a bridge. And every time you beat another problem, another failure, another crisis, another risk, every time as you continue to walk this bridge, you are showing that you are more and more and more and more worthy of that success that you're asking to have. I want you guys to understand that along this journey, right, in order to be successful, you can get lost along this journey. Because, guys, there's going to be so many things that happen to you. But I want you to remember this key word, right? This key phrase, right? Not all of those who wander are lost. You see, so many people believe that it was go to work, go to school, go, get good grades, get a good job. And that might have worked for our previous generation. But because of the information of technology, because of the day and the age that we live in now, the world has changed. The way that people make money have changed. And some people feel so lost because they're trapped in between going the traditional route and going an unorthodox route. And then as they go an unorthodox route, they begin to doubt themselves. When you're getting the no's, when you're getting the rejections, when you're losing trades in your account and everything is not all peaches and cream, you begin to doubt yourself. I want you to understand that success is not a straight line. It's not from when you're born to where you want to be. You're going to go through paths, through loops, through obstacles. But just because you go through those things, that does not mean that you're lost. I want you to look at some of the most richest people on the planet. And in all different stages of their life, they found success doing many different things. The founder of Mary Kay Ashley, a multi-billion-dollar company, was selling books until she was 45. The founder of McDonald's was selling newspapers since he was 52. Okay? Harrison Ford, the actor and producer, was a carpenter until he was 30. Mark Cuban was a bartender, a multi-billionaire, was a bartender until he was 25. Always remember this. Don't ever judge your chapter 2, your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 15, to somebody else's chapter 20. Okay? Quitters never win, and winners never quit. So if you feel lost on your path, but you are climbing up that ladder, then just realize that you are not lost. You are right where you're meant to be. So I want to give you guys a fact check real quick. Current modern day right now, there's about 46.8, there's about over 50 million millionaires right now on this planet. And here's a quick news flash. A large percentage of millionaires are self-made and increasing every year. That means every year there are more millionaires being created every year, and it's increasing year after year after year after year. In 2019, there was over 1,146,000 adults became millionaires in 2019. In 2020, okay, in 2020, this year, it is expected that there's going to be 1.5 new millionaires expected this year. Will you be one of them with I Am Mastery Academy? 78% of people are self-made millionaires. 78%. 78%. What is the 78%? That's the majority, right? That is me and you. Those are people who came up with nothing. No spoon-fed. They didn't come from a rich family that built good principles and good qualities in them. No. You see, it was people just like us who had nothing, who watched our family, who observed all of these things that were just so hurtful that instead of allowing those things to be stones to carry us down, we use that. We use those blocks as building blocks to build us up, to be the first person in our family to change. And 78%, that is an extremely large percentage of people that are becoming millionaires. So that means that you have a very high percentage of becoming a millionaire following this unorthodox, this untraditional road to success, which is so amazing, which is so great. And as Kathy has shown, that is in fact in the Bible. It was written. Look, guys, to be top 1% in the United States, you need to make $420,000 a year. Guys, as a chairman 25 with a team of only 1,200 people, it seems like a lot, but it's really not a lot. If you gave this business your all and you really thought and you really gave it your all, you'll be surprised how fast you could build a team of 1,200 people. I mean, that's just where your focus needs to be. At a chairman 25 with the bonuses, you know, I'm not making any income claims, but the facts state that on the paper, okay, that those who qualify for a chairman 25 with the bonuses on average are making $330,000 a year. You mix that in with some of your trading, you guys are in the top 1% or the top 5% of income earners in the world. You can literally like that have an immense change, an immense financial change in your life. But you will be tried and you will be tested to see if you are worthy of this success that you are asking for. Okay? Because this is what people see. They might see the Rolexes, they might see the diamonds, they might see the travel, they might see the car. And so many people, they're misallusioned. They think that that's what success is, because those that don't really know that success comes from within, which is what I'm about to speak about, right? They're measuring success based on the external. Guys, I want you to understand that success is not what you see. Success is what you don't see. The chairmans are not made on the flyers. The chairmans are not made in just being or walking the stage or being in front of the room at an IM convention. The chairmans are made when nobody is watching. The chairmans are made when you're getting the nose. The chairmans are made every time that you feel like you're failing, but you fail to fold, and you continue to press on. And every single no, every single obstacle, every single rejection, all the sleepless nights, all the meetings, all the expenses, the determination, the daily goals, the persistence, the disappointments, the focus, the good habits that you're developing, the sacrifice that you're putting in. Those are the things that are making you a chairman each and every single day, because you're going to have a story to tell. Your story will matter, but you have to go through it. You must go through it. So along this journey, whether you guys are going to decide to be a trader, a builder, or whether you guys are going to decide to be both, because, hey, mama didn't raise no fool, right? Average millionaire has 7 streams of income, do they not? And this company teaches you how to generate 3 streams of income at minimum, from what I know of. So I want you to understand that as you're on this journey to success, whether it's through personal growth, which is building within, building the roots deep down, or the practical growth, which is the skill sets that's needed, the trading skill sets, the speaking skill sets, the presenting skill sets, the inviting skill sets. So whether it's the personal growth or whether it's the practical growth that's building you up, when you are on this journey to success, you have to stay the course. You must stay the course. I want you to look at this roadmap to success over here. And you see it's innovation, it's leadership, it's motivation, it's hard work, it's perseverance, it's teamwork. But then there are some times that these things come along and they're called distractions. And distractions will give you failure, unhappiness, unfulfillment. And you see that distractions will often lead you in a huge circle, and you're right back to where you started, or maybe you're even in a worse position and you lost the one most important thing that you can never get back, and that is your time. You see, time is your most valuable commodity. Time is the one thing that cannot be wasted. Time is the only thing that, I'm telling you, time has to be invested. It's more important than money, because the minutes, the hours, the days, the months, the years, you cannot get it back. So it's what you do with your time every moment, right? That's what your life is. Your life is a sum total of all of your decisions. And if you want to have a really good life, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, that is going to be the result of back-to-back good decisions keeping you along this road to success. But don't get distracted, because, guys, there's always going to be another company popping up. There's always going to be another Telegram popping up. There's always going to be another guru popping up. There's always going to be another mentor popping up. And then you're thinking, oh, I will be more successful with that. So you're trying to leave your team. You're thinking, oh, well, I'm going to get signals with them because they're marketing good signals, and I'm going to get rich with them. And you get distracted. And then you find out that you go down this rabbit hole. Because guess what, guys? The fact of the matter is that majority of the people who left this company come right back to this company. Or if they leave this company, they try to start another company that intimidates this company. Guys, we have pioneered, we have shaped the world. We have some of the greatest thought thinkers, some of the greatest speakers, some of the greatest entrepreneurs in modern day time and history that is locking in with our company, because our company represents change. Our company represents legacy. Our company is doing the unthinkable. It's doing the unfathomable. Our company is changing. Our company is changing so much that it's changed me and it's changing my children. So this company is going to go on to make billions, multiple billions of dollars. So you have to not get caught by the distractions and stay on that road. Understand that the only reason, this is one of the most important quotes that you guys will ever hear in your life. So please remember this. The only reason men and women fail is because of broken focus. Let's say that one more time. Wise words from Mike Murdoch. The only reason men fail is because of broken focus, and women. Because you're focused. What is focus? Follow one course until successful. I want somebody to write that down in the chat box. Follow one course until successful. Write that down in the chat box. Write it on the Zoom. Type it in the comment box. Wherever you are at in the world, I want you to write it down. Focus. Follow one course until successful, because that's the only way that you're going to get everything that you ever wanted in your life. I know I'm over my time and we're about to give this up, but I'm going to leave you off with something extremely powerful. Okay? I'm going to leave you off with something extremely powerful, and this is called the influencer's curve. I want you guys to really understand this journey that you guys are experiencing, this journey that you guys are having, this journey that is testing your will, your temperament, your patience, right? That is testing you so that way you can get all this success that you said that you wanted. Along this journey, I want you to understand, because guys, right now, get ready. Guess what? We're about to go into September virtual convention. This virtual convention is expected to have over 100 to almost 200,000 people on our Zoom virtual convention, where you guys are going to get the newest updates from the company, right? It's new. It's new. We all get excited. It's that time of the year. It's happening in a month from now, in the beginning of September. And we're about to go into, if this company is already experiencing a momentum, I can only imagine what's about to happen, the quantum leaps that's about to happen this September, because we are in such a healthy space right now. So I want you guys to understand this, and this is something right here. Take screenshots of this, send this to your team. Anybody who's a leader that wants to be able to become a chairman in this business, that wants to be able to grow. If you're a P600 or P1K, it does not matter. If you're an IBO, if you're a trader, if you want to grow, this is the influencer's curve. This was from Eric Worre at his last GoPro convention. Okay, and he states, right, that in time, in the bottom, this is time passing, and this chart is rising. This is influence. Your influence can go up over time. And this is exactly what your business is going to be like. When you guys first started in this business, what happened? You guys are experiencing momentum. You're going to come in, you're going to get excited, you're going to tell everybody about this business. And you're going to experience momentum, and you're going to go, and you might hit P150. You might hit P600, and boom, and what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to hit a stability in your business. Or you might win trade after trade after trade after trade, and then boom, you might just start fluctuating, and you might start consolidating in the market with your team, with your account. Now, guys, I want you to understand that when you have hit that milestone, right? Especially for the builders here, when you have hit that milestone, because this is what this is an each one teach one business. We're not just teaching people how to make money. We're teaching people how to become better. Mentorship is so key. So when you get that momentum, let's say you hit that rank of P150, P600, and you go into stability, that is the time where a lot of people tend to step back. They say, oh man, I get my first residual check. I'm starting to get my P150 a week. I'm starting to take out some of my money. And then what do? You start to cool off. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you, that's the worst thing that you can ever do, is cool off and start to pump the brakes once you are experiencing, or once you have experienced your first taste of success. Because what happens is during that time of stability, during that time of that rank, of you're holding your rank, it's inevitable. You're going to always experience a retracement. Okay? Now, during that time of stability, that's showtime. That's the time where you need to be doing the weekly team calls. You need to be doing the mindset calls. You have to be active with the webinars to be able to raise the belief of your team. You have to be doing team events. You have to be leveraging the products. You have to be leveraging the other leaders. You have to expand the mind of the people that's within your network, within your organization, because with their belief level growing, that is what's going to make them go crazy and trade more and build more. It's the belief, the experience that they're going to have. And if you don't give it to them just because you've experienced it, then what happens is you're not just going to get a retracement, you're going to fall all the way back down to the bottom. And this is why people can go from 0 to P600 to 0 to P600 to 0 to P600, but then they cannot rank up. You see? So you're going to go into momentum. And once you experience your first feat of success, that's when you go harder. And when you train your people and you train yourself and you experience a small retracement, it's only a little retracement. And then you get ready for the next wave of momentum. And boom, that next wave of momentum will take you to your next rank in the company. That next wave of momentum will take you to that next digit amount in your trading account. And then you go harder, you study more, you practice more, you raise the belief more, you build the culture up more. So when that retracement comes, it's minor. And it doesn't retrace you all the way back down to the beginning. And this is going to be your constant battle of growth. And as you're going along this journey, and your time passes and you look back, guys, I have been in this industry going on 7 years now. I have been with I Am Mastery Academy. My original IBO number was in the 3000s. I was one of the very first people. And even though I have went through some of the worst experiences inside of this company family, not through the company, but even though I have experienced some of the worst experiences, I have challenged myself, I have tested myself, and I've changed myself. I have also had the best experiences of my life that came through this company. I have been able to literally travel all over the US, South America, islands, to the European continents. I have memories, parties, trips, experience, destinations. I mean, I cannot tell you, this company gives my life so much fulfillment and so much purpose that every day I wake up with no alarm clock. I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day, excited about life. Because I know, I'm like, okay, what journey is this going to bring me today? I love this company. I love this road that we're on. And I love all of you guys for being here. Family, thank you so much for being here. Brandon, again, thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys are ready for this journey that you guys are now embarking on, because it's going to be the journey of a lifetime for you and your children. And I look forward to seeing everybody at our next convention. Brandon, thank you. The floor is yours, brother.
Manny, I think everyone in the chat is right. Your fire of energy, man. The passion. Passion is the juice, guys. If you got anything from that, did you hear and feel the passion from it? Like, this is a virtual webinar through Zoom, yet you can feel like it's an in-person live event, which, by the way, speaking of, guys, we're expecting 100 to 200,000 people at our convention, our virtual convention. And that's the start of it right there with Manny. What you guys just got a chance to hear is that passion. I screenshotted that last slide. I hope that you guys got that last slide. I hope that you were able to screenshot that. If not, I've recorded this call, because you got to go back. He talked about that journey of success that everybody has to go through, what's called the land of failure. But you hydroplane over the manure, because it's going to come to everybody. He quoted Mike Murdoch. I'm reading a Mike Murdoch book right now. 7 Keys to 1,000 Times More. I've been reading him for 21 years, Mike Murdoch. He said that the only reason that men and women fail is broken focus. The reason why people fail is broken focus. They hit the rank, they take a rest. They hit the rank, they take a rest. They hit the trading account, they start to get greedy, right? These keys that you've been able to learn from Manny and all the other speakers today on mindset, business, trading, and everything else to do with this business and in life will change your life. It will even transform your life if you apply. Otherwise, it's just knowledge, and knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. In fact, knowledge is nothing. Applied knowledge is everything. So what I want you guys to do when you get this recording, because we're going to close this off in 60 seconds. When you get this recording, I want you to go back and review the information and share it with other people and take action. Because Tony Robbins said we have to hear something 7 or 8 times. 7 or 8 times. The law of repetition in order to take action. So take the knowledge, take the information from all these phenomenal speakers, some of the best in the industry, the best in our company, and apply this starting today for this next week. Watch what happens to some of you guys 6 months from today. 6 months from today, somebody who is on this call, on the participant list, will be on this call. You will be on the panel. You will be at our convention speaking on stage. That, my friends, is a promise to all those who decide to take action, because faith without works, meaning action, is dead. Let's put in the action of the faith that we profess to have. Guys, this is our Super Saturday Millionaire Training. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Let's crush it. Thank you to all the amazing speakers today. We will see you guys at the top, and we'll see you on the other side of Chairman. Talk to you guys again very, very soon. Thanks, everyone.